We begin today in Lafayette, where police say two men have been arrested in connection to the death of 18-year-old Gabriella Sharp. This comes after police say Sharp was found dead at a local convenience store on Friday.
November 1st, 2025, homecoming night in Lafayette, Louisiana. A night when high school seniors dressed up, took pictures, and made memories that were supposed to last a lifetime. But for one young woman, that night ended in tragedy. Her name was Gabriella Sharp. She was just 18 years old, a senior at Acadiana High School with dreams of becoming a beautician. She was the kind of girl who volunteered at church, babysat for neighbors, and had her whole future ahead of her. But in the early hours of that Friday morning, police found Gabriella unresponsive at a gas station on West Congress Street. Paramedics tried everything they could. It was too late. She was gone. What exactly happened that night? How did a homecoming celebration turn deadly? And why did it take 4 days for police to arrest two young men in connection with her death? Welcome to Crazy Dark Files. Right now, there are thousands of young people attending parties just like Gabriella did, not knowing the dangers that could cost them their lives. If you want to help spread awareness about consent, substance abuse, and the warning signs that could save innocent lives, then please like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel. Your action now could help protect another young person who might be in danger. Gabriella was born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana. If you've never been to Lafayette, it's a city of about 121,000 people located in south-central Louisiana, about 2 hours west of New Orleans. People call it the heart of Cajun country. It's a place known for crawfish festivals, strong French heritage, and tight-knit communities where everyone knows everyone. Faith runs deep here, family comes first. And local high schools aren't just schools, they're the heart of the community. Gabrielle attended Acadiana High School, home of the Wreckin' Rams. The school colors are green and gold, and Friday night football games bring the entire community together. With over 1,700 students, Acadiana High is a big school, but it still has that small-town feel where teachers know your name and your neighbors cheer you on. Gabriella was a senior. She was 18 years old and looking forward to all the milestones that come with your final year of high school: prom, homecoming, graduation. She had dreams, big dreams. She wanted to become a beautician. Hair and makeup weren't just hobbies for her, they were her passion. She had a natural gift for making people feel beautiful, and anyone who knew her could tell you that. Her family friend Haley Matthews said it best. She could brighten any room she entered. She had the ability to make anybody smile no matter what they were going through. Gabriella wasn't just talented, she was kind. She was active in her church community, participating in the youth program. She babysat for families in the neighborhood. She volunteered wherever she could. Anytime you talked to her, she'd tell you stories about her day. She loved being around people. She loved helping however she could. But Gabriella's life wasn't without pain. She was the middle child in her family. She had an older brother and a younger brother. Her younger brother died from cancer when he was just 5 years old. Losing a sibling at such a young age left a mark on the entire family, especially her mother. Gabriella's mother had already buried one child. No parent should ever have to do that once, let alone twice. Haley Matthews spoke about the family's heartbreak. Seeing her mom lose another child breaks my heart. Any family would want justice, and we just want to know what happened. Gabriella was close to her mother, really close. They had a bond that friends and family could see. Her mother was proud of her, proud of the young woman she was becoming, proud of her dreams. Just days before homecoming, Gabriella's mother had been thinking about cars. Normal parent stuff, planning for her daughter's future. She never imagined she'd be planning a funeral instead. Gabriella wasn't a celebrity. She wasn't chasing fame or trying to go viral. She was just a regular girl from a small city with big dreams and a bright future. She was the kind of person who made the world a little better just by being in it. Her friends remember her smile, Her family remembers her kindness, her church remembers her service, and her community remembers a young woman who had so much life left to live. Gabriella Sharp deserved to graduate. She deserved to become a beautician. She deserved to make people feel beautiful for years to come. She deserved to grow old, to fall in love, to have a family of her own. But she never got that chance. Friday, November 1st, 2025. Homecoming night at Acadiana High School. For most students, this was supposed to be one of the best nights of the year. The football game, the lights, the energy. Everyone dressed up, taking pictures, celebrating with friends. It was a night meant for joy, for memories, for feeling like everything was possible. Gabriella Sharp was there. She was dressed up, surrounded by friends, excited for the night ahead. After the game ended, like many high school seniors, she and her friends headed to an after-party. This wasn't unusual. After-parties happen all the time after big school events. It's part of the tradition. The party was held at a house on the north side of Lafayette. Several teenagers showed up. Music was playing, people were hanging out, and at some point during the night, Gabriella started drinking alcohol. According to police, Gabriella and her friends had been partying downtown with alcohol. What happened next is where things took a dark turn. Gabriella met two young men that night. Their names were Caden Ricehart, 18 years old, and Jaquan Pierre, 19 years old. Police say Gabriella, along with a friend, went to their residence. It's unclear exactly when or why, but what is clear is that Gabriella consumed too much alcohol. At some point, she became unconscious. And while she was unconscious, Caden Richard and Jaquan Pierre did something unthinkable. They sexually assaulted her. And they recorded it.
Lafayette police say this is Jaquan Pierre recording himself showing off his watch at a home he and friend Caden Richard were at with two females. That same video, blurred out allegedly, shows 18-year-old Acadiana High student Gabriella Sharp slumped unconscious over a bed where Richard is seen. Police say this video was shot after Sharp and friend met the men downtown and partied on Halloween night.
After the assault, the two young men reportedly went live on social media discussing their experience from the night. But the next day, when news broke that Gabriella had died, both Caden Richard and Jaquan Pierre deleted their social media accounts.
Nigga gonna take consequences for that shit. All that shit was wrong. Nigga was drunk. That shit was wrong as fuck. But as in for y'all saying nigga rape and all that, man, nigga don't do that. Nigga don't play like that, bro. The nigga don't play like that.
While Gabriella was still at the residence, her friend noticed something was wrong. Gabriella wasn't waking up. She was complaining about feeling like she was having a heart attack. Her friend called Gabriella's mother. Gabriella's mother rushed to meet them. They agreed to meet at the racetrack gas station on West Congress Street. When Gabriella's mother arrived, her daughter was already unresponsive. Police say the preliminary autopsy showed that Gabriella died from an unspecified medical condition, possibly related to alcohol poisoning. Full toxicology results are still pending. At this point, police have not ruled her death a homicide. But the video told a different story, a story of two young men who took advantage of an unconscious girl, a story that went viral online before her family even had time to process their grief. 4 days later, Caden Richard was arrested and charged with sexual battery. Jaquan Pierre was arrested and charged with video voyeurism. Both were released on a $15,000 bond. When Lafayette police received the call at 3:40 a.m. on Friday morning, they had no idea what they were walking into. Officers were dispatched to the racetrack gas station on West Congress Street after reports of an unresponsive female. When they arrived, they found Gabriella Sharp lying there, not breathing, not moving. Her friend was there, her mother had just arrived. Everyone was in a panic. The officers immediately called for paramedics. When the paramedics arrived, they began life-saving measures. They tried everything, CPR, medical equipment, everything in their power to bring her back. But nothing worked. Gabriella Sharp was pronounced dead at the scene. For the officers and paramedics who responded that morning, it was a heartbreaking moment. For Gabriella's mother, it was the worst moment of her life. She had rushed to the gas station hoping to pick up her daughter and take her home. Instead, she watched her daughter die. In the hours that followed, police began their investigation, but there was confusion right from the start. Initial reports from the Lafayette Police Department stated that the victim was 21 years old. News outlets picked up the story and reported it that way, but later that day, police corrected the information. The victim wasn't 21, she was 18 years old. Her name was Gabriella Sharp, and she was a senior at Acadiana High School. The confusion added to the chaos. People were already talking about the case on social media, rumors were spreading, and now even basic facts like her age were being corrected. The cause of death wasn't immediately clear. Police said they were waiting for autopsy results. The coroner's office began their work, but full toxicology reports take time. Days, sometimes weeks. What police did know was this: Gabriella had been out partying with friends downtown. She had consumed alcohol. At some point, she complained to her friends that she felt like she was having a heart attack. That's when her friend called her mother. Corporal Ashley Wood with the Lafayette Police Department explained what they knew. While at the residence with her friend and the boys, she experienced some kind of medical issue, which led her friend to call her mother. It's likely they believe she had too much to drink.
While at the residence with her friend and the boys, she experienced some kind of medical issue, which led her friend to call her mother. It's likely that they believe that she just had too much to drink.
The preliminary autopsy results came back and determined that Gabriella died from an unspecified medical condition. Police believe it was possibly alcohol poisoning, but they were still waiting for the full toxicology results to confirm. At this point, Lafayette police made it clear they were not investigating Gabriella's death as a homicide. Corporal Ashley Wood stated, "The investigation is still ongoing, so at this point there are no charges pending because at this point it is not a homicide." But then the video surfaced. The video that had been circulating online showed something disturbing. It showed Gabriella unconscious while two young men, Caden Richard and Jaquan Pierre, sexually assaulted her. Video was shared on social media. People saw it, people were outraged, and people started demanding answers. An anonymous account posted on social media tagging Caden Richard and Jaquan Pierre's Instagram accounts. The post included their pictures and accused them of assaulting Gabriella while she was unconscious. The post said they assaulted that beautiful girl Gabby at the after-party and recorded it. The video shows them trying to flex while she's unconscious and her body is limp on the edge of the bed. The video became evidence, and 4 days after Gabriella's death, police made their move. On Tuesday, Caden Richard, 18, and Jaquan Pierre, 19, surrendered to Lafayette Parish authorities. Richard was charged with sexual battery. Pierre was charged with video voyeurism. But here's the thing. Police made it clear that they do not believe Caden Richard and Jaquan Pierre caused Gabriella's death. Corporal Ashley Wood explained, "At this point there is no reason to believe that they had anything to do with her death." So what does that mean? It means that while the two men are facing charges for what they did to Gabriella while she was unconscious, they are not being charged with her death. Police believe Gabriella died from a medical condition, likely alcohol poisoning, and that her death was not directly caused by the assault. But for many people in the community, that explanation wasn't enough. The news of Gabriella's death sent shockwaves through Lafayette. Acadiana High School announced they would hold a memorial in her honor. Counselors were made available on campus to support students and staff who were grieving. The Lafayette Parish School System released a statement. "Our thoughts are with the family and friends of one of our students who passed away over the weekend." Friends and classmates flooded social media with tributes. They shared pictures of Gabriella smiling, laughing, living her life. They shared memories. They shared their grief. The community rallied around Gabriella's family. People offered prayers, support, and financial help for funeral arrangements. A post was made on behalf of the family asking for donations through Cash App and Venmo. The post read, "No parent should be having to pay for this after thinking about cars the day prior." The family also asked people to share their favorite memories of Gabriella so they could read them when the time was right. But the tragedy was made worse by the way Gabriella's story was being shared online. Rumors spread, misinformation spread, graphic details were posted and reposted. The family asked for respect and sensitivity, reminding everyone that behind every post was a real person and a grieving family. In the days following Gabriella's death, her family was drowning in grief. Gabriella's mother posted on Facebook, and her words were heartbreaking. "My gorgeous girl, I can't put RIP, I don't know what to do or say. I love you forever and will miss you till I'm with you." You can feel the pain in those words, the confusion, the disbelief. How do you say goodbye to your child? How do you accept that the daughter you were planning a future for is suddenly gone? Haley Matthews, a family friend, spoke about the moment Gabriella's mother found out. She said that early Saturday morning, Gabriella's mother received a call from one of Gabriella's friends saying that Gabby wasn't feeling well. The plan was to meet at the gas station so her mother could pick her up and bring her home. When she got there, Gabriella was already gone, Matthews said. No mother should have to experience that. And for Gabriella's mother, this wasn't the first time she had lost a child. Her youngest son had died from cancer when he was just 5 years old. Now, she was burying her daughter. As the news spread, the community came together. Lafayette is a tight-knit place. When something happens to one person, everyone feels it, and Gabriella's death hit hard. Acadiana High School announced that they would hold a memorial for Gabriella. Counselors were brought in to help students and staff process their grief. Students who knew Gabriella shared their memories. They talked about her smile, her kindness, her energy. They remembered how she could light up a room just by walking into it. They remembered how she always had a story to tell, how she loved being around people, how she made everyone feel special. Friends posted tributes on social media, pictures of Gabriella smiling, videos of her laughing, memories of homecoming, of church events, of just hanging out. The outpouring of love was overwhelming. But the family needed more than just words. They needed help. A post was made on behalf of Gabriella's family. It read, "To those asking what they can do to help in this time, they are, of course, accepting of any and all prayers, as well as friends interested in setting up fundraisers. We would love that as well. To those asking about funeral arrangements, I will update this post when it is planned. To those wanting to send money for said arrangements, after talking with Laura Manning, the decision has been made for proceeds to be sent to Cash App or via Venmo. Thanks in advance because no parent should be having to pay for this after thinking about cars the day prior." The post also asked people to share their favorite memories of Gabriella so her family could read them when the time was right. The community responded. Fundraisers were organized. Donations came in. People who had never even met Gabriella sent money to help cover funeral costs. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, people can come together. But the family also had to deal with something else, the rumors. Social media was flooded with posts about Gabriella's death. Some were respectful, some were not. Graphic details were shared. Haley Matthews said it best. This wasn't some celebrity. This wasn't somebody chasing fame. This was a young girl with her whole future ahead of her, a senior from a small city where everybody knows everybody, where a night that should have been full of smiles, pictures, and memories turned into something no parent should ever have to experience. Gabriella's family wanted justice, they wanted answers, but most of all, they wanted people to remember Gabriella for who she was, not for how she died. What state or country are you watching from? Share your thoughts and support in the comments. Gabriella's death isn't just a tragedy for her family, it's a wake-up call for the entire community. Lafayette, like many mid-sized cities across Louisiana, has been struggling with youth violence, drug-related crimes, and incidents at school and community events. These problems aren't new, but they're getting worse, and cases like Gabriella's show just how dangerous things can get when young people make bad decisions. Underage drinking is a serious issue, so is drug use. When teenagers go to parties without supervision, without trusted adults around, things can go wrong fast, and when alcohol or drugs are involved, the risks multiply. People lose control. They make choices they wouldn't normally make. And sometimes those choices have deadly consequences. But there's another problem that's making everything worse: social media. In the past, if something terrible happened at a party, maybe a few people would know about it. Maybe rumors would spread at school. But now everything is recorded, everything is shared, everything goes viral. In Gabriella's case, the video of her assault was posted online. It spread across social media platforms. People who didn't even know her saw it. Strangers commented on it. Some people shared it without thinking about the consequences. And for Gabriella's family, that video became another source of pain. Social media can expose crimes, it can provide evidence, but it can also amplify trauma. It can turn a private tragedy into public entertainment, and it can make it harder for families to grieve in peace. The reality is this: young people need to understand the legal and ethical consequences of recording and sharing graphic content. They need to know that what they post online can destroy lives. And social media platforms need to do more to monitor and remove harmful content before it spreads. But beyond social media, there's a bigger issue: education and awareness. Young people need to be taught about consent. They need to understand that an unconscious person cannot consent. They need to know the dangers of substance abuse and the risks of parties where alcohol and drugs are present. And they need to learn how to look out for each other, how to recognize when someone is in danger, and how to get help. Communities need to come together. Parents need to talk to their kids. Schools need to provide resources. Churches and local organizations need to offer support. Because if we don't address these issues now, more young people will die. What do you think can be done to prevent similar tragedies? Share your ideas in the comments. Gabriella's story is heartbreaking. But if we can learn from it, if we can use it to protect other young people, then maybe her death won't be in vain. So what can we do? How can we prevent tragedies like this from happening again? First, we need education and awareness. Young people need to understand the dangers of substance abuse. They need to know that alcohol poisoning is real and it can kill. They need to learn about consent, that an unconscious person cannot consent to anything. And they need to understand the risks that come with parties and social gatherings where alcohol and drugs are present. Parents and schools need to have these conversations. They can't be awkward or uncomfortable anymore. They need to be honest, direct, and ongoing. Because if young people don't learn this at home or at school, they'll learn it the hard way. Second, we need safe party practices. If there's going to be a party, there should be trusted adults present. There should be clear rules about alcohol and drug use. And friends need to look out for each other. If someone is drinking too much, if someone seems unwell, if someone is unconscious, that person needs help immediately. Don't leave them alone. Don't assume they'll be fine. Call for help, call their parents, call 911 if you have to. Third, we need social media responsibility. Recording and sharing graphic content isn't just wrong, it's illegal. Young people need to understand that posting videos of assaults, of unconscious people, of anything like that can lead to criminal charges. And beyond the legal consequences, it's cruel. It adds to the trauma. It hurts families who are already suffering. Fourth, we need community support. When tragedies happen, communities need to come together, offer resources, provide counseling, help with funeral costs, organize fundraisers, hold memorials, show families that they're not alone. Fifth, we need legal accountability. Law enforcement needs to investigate crimes quickly and transparently. Victims need to be protected. Offenders need to be prosecuted. The legal system needs to send a clear message. If you assault someone, if you take advantage of someone who's unconscious, you will be held accountable. Finally, we need empowerment and advocacy. We need to empower young women and men to speak out against violence, harassment, and abuse. We need advocacy groups that provide education, support, and a platform for survivors to share their stories and seek justice. Gabriella's death was a tragedy, but it doesn't have to be meaningless. We can honor her memory by making changes, by protecting young people, by holding each other accountable, by building safer, more compassionate communities. Gabriella Sharp was just 18 years old. She had dreams of becoming a beautician. She loved making people smile. She was kind, generous, and full of life. She had her whole future ahead of her. But on November 1st, 2025, that future was taken away. Her story is a painful reminder of the vulnerabilities young people face today. It's a reminder that one night, one party, one bad decision can change everything. And it's a reminder that we all have a responsibility to do better. We need greater awareness. We need accountability. We need compassion. We need to protect our young women. We need to educate our young men. We need to teach consent, respect, and responsibility. And we need to hold each other accountable when things go wrong. Gabriella's family is left with questions. They're left with grief. They're left with a hole in their lives that can never be filled. But they're also left with a community that cares, that supports them, and that wants justice. Gabriella Sharp deserved better. She deserved to graduate. She deserved to chase her dreams. She deserved to live. Rest in peace, Gabriella Sharp, gone too soon but never forgotten. If this story touched you, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel to help spread awareness and support for victims and families. Stay safe, stay smart, and keep your heart pure.